name's Anna Helman, and today we're just gonna kind of play around and have a little fun. I got out my blending brushes, I got out this new set of masks or stencils, and we're just gonna play around and look at some of the possibilities with them. Let's get started. So here I have my blending brushes in my grandma's old mug where I keep them. And some of these new masks. Now these are from the Butterflies and Flowers Layering Decorative Mask Set. I know you can't see them great here on my black background, but as we start to go through here, you are going to get to see how fun and how beautiful some of these are. Now, I just think it is a lot of fun to play around with blending with my blending brushes and with the possibilities. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to use some different kinds of paper. We may do some different techniques, just some playing, just to see what we can create here. So here I'm going to get out some Highland Heather ink. And my blending brush I use with my purples. And what's fun, one of the fun things about this mask set is that they layer. So here I'm going to do this big open part, the big open butterfly, which I could use by itself if I wanted to, but we are going to follow it up with this detail piece down here, and we'll add another color over top to see how that comes out. So during this video, I'm not going to be turning these pieces into cards, but you can see the finished cards and what I have done with them here at the beginning and the end. So we'll lay this right over top there. Now I'm going to grab my gorgeous grape, a little bit darker color, and let's add some detail. Gorgeous grape. This is one of my favorite colors. It's always a hard choice whether to use gorgeous grape or blackberry bliss, which purple I want to use, but I think this is going to look really neat. So here you can see we only spent a minute on that, but look at that beautiful butterfly. That is so neat. So there is one thing we can create with this mask set. Now let's look at some other possibilities. Here is one that I think this leafy one is just really neat. So let's lay this over top of a large piece of white cardstock. We'll mount this to the back with some washi tape. And which color do you think we should use? I am playing around with lots of colors here. Let's use some shaded spruce, I think. I would love to see some of your blending brush projects. I know some of you right here, you love your blending brushes, you use them all the time. Some of you, they are still new. So this one, I am already seeing this is going to be one of those because this has long, narrow, I should have taped my end, because this has long, narrow pieces. This is one that I find it works best if I go the length of those pieces, the length of the openings, because they do want to spread apart. Now what you can do if you want to hold this in place and not have them moving around kind of like they are on me, what you can do, take a sponge and your multi-purpose glue, sponge a very thin layer of that glue on the back side of your mask and let it dry. Once you do that, you have a removable adhesive and you can put this on your paper. It will stay in place and then you can remove it once you're done. So that's an idea if you don't want to have that moving, but I think this is a really neat one. I really like this leafy pattern, and there you could see how I got that to work for me so that it would stay in place. Here is one. Let's blend a couple of different colors together. And this is one, my plan is I am going to create this, then I'm going to cut this into several pieces and use it on several cards. So you can do some blending, create some neat pieces, and then cut them up and use them. Get a few cards worth of projects out of them. So for this one, let's go ahead and do shaded spruce at the bottom since we have it out. This is such a pretty green. And I want to blend this into a blue up towards the top. So you may want to tape these on all 4 edges. Here you can see I'm just taping them on 2 and it's popping up a little bit. If you ever get spots that are a little blotchy, if you keep blending over top of those, the more color you add, the less you're going to see that. So I was a little bit careless down here at the bottom. I didn't blot my extra off on my paper like I normally do. I'll show you what I mean here. Let's go ahead and add an extra piece of tape to the back. That way I don't have to worry about that moving. And I have some Pacific Point ink. So you want to pick up your ink and then blot the extra off on your grid paper or your scrap paper before you start blending onto your cardstock. And blending brushes are something that really you just want to play around with them, because the more you play, the more you'll learn, the more you'll feel comfortable with them, and you'll probably get some really neat results along the way, some really neat projects. I think this color is going to be really neat here. The darker you go, the more striking your pattern is going to be. And there we go. Really pretty pattern that we can cut. We could use it as is or cut into several pieces. Now let's look at these flowers. So I think I'll start with some pinks and purples on these. So I need to attach this to a piece of cardstock. And sometimes I don't even really attach them down. I think I'll use a smaller one here. So sometimes this works, sometimes it slides around a little bit, but I'll show you how I do this. And typically I find that it works just fine, even if it does slide a little bit. So on these flowers, I thought it would be neat to do some color variation. So this is Flirty Flamingo. I'll put this here on these large flowers that look like roses, and then I'll bring in some Poppy Parade, a little bit darker color, to add here on these smaller flowers. And then I do have the overlay down here at the bottom of the stencil that you can see, that we will lay that over next and add some purples and see how that turns out. So you can use it just like that, and that is beautiful. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. So then you can line this up where you don't see white showing or not much showing. And I am just going to really lightly add some purple. This is this is Blackberry Bliss. So we'll add a little bit on all the flowers. And here you can see that extra color added. These are so neat. I was really excited when I saw these stencils. They're different from ones that I've used before because they have the layering option. I really enjoy using stencils. Now I'm only showing how to use them with blending today, but there are a lot of other ways to use these masks as well. You can use spritzers with them. You can use them with embossing paste, just lots of different ways to use them. Now here, I am going to bring one back in. Let's see, let's use one we've already, let's use this one. And I want to show how you can use these over designer paper as well. So you don't have to start with plain cardstock. You can use them over designer paper as well. And I am going to give this one a little bit of an aged look with some crumb cake ink. And we'll start adding this around the edges. I'm debating, I should probably tape this down, but we're going out on a limb and I won't. There's enough pattern here that even if this shifts, you probably won't even notice. And it just shifted, as you can see. So I'll line it back up pretty close to where it goes. I want you to see when I'm making these that things do not have to be perfect. I know by nature I am a perfectionist. But over time, life has brought me to a place where I'm a lot less of a perfectionist because you know what? There's not enough time in the day to be a perfectionist, to get everything perfect, to get everything exactly the way I want it. So, you know, when I do things like this and I don't tape it down and it shifts some and something happens, like just realize these things don't have to be perfect. So here you get kind of a, you know, a one-of-a-kind personalized take on that designer paper. And I think that's a really neat look. Now let's try, I think it will be fun to layer a couple of our stencils. So I'm going to bring this one back in. I have not cleaned it off yet, so I'll give you a chance to see here how I clean them. And all I do is wipe over the top with my chamois. And I do like to wipe both directions because these do have a little bit of thickness. Sometimes if you only wipe one direction, there may be some ink still stuck on the little edges that doesn't come off. So now we'll take a second for my mat to dry. But let's do one of these pieces of cardstock with the flower, and then I want to layer over it with one of the other patterns. So you can dry it a little bit if you keep paper towel or something handy by your workspace. So let's do a flower. Let's go with a different color this time. Let's try some Mango Melody. And we can create color variation just with this Mango Melody without even adding in a second color. So that's what I'll do this time is we'll create some lighter areas and some darker areas. I think I'll do similar to what I did on that other one, do the small flowers dark. And then make the larger flowers a little bit lighter. So we get that look from the flowers. And again, I just think that is the neatest. Now let's go back over this with another pattern. Let's go over this with, this one is just such a nice, subtle, kind of even pattern. I'm going to use this one again. And I am going to use, this is Bermuda Bay. I'm debating if this is the wrong color choice, but hey, let's go with it and see what happens. So this is one of those projects where, you know, you end up with inky fingers, right? And you think you're not supposed to, well, hey. We are stamping and we are making beautiful handmade things, and sometimes we end up inky in the process. A lot of times we end up inky in the process, right? So I am just going to add a really light layer of this Bermuda Bay over the top. Going to try not to shift it this time. And see what we have here. So here you get the combination of two different patterns which is neat. So I am just going to do one more. I haven't even, oh, I just realized I haven't even used these flowers right here. This is another one, and these flowers layer with these. So let's use them for a second. And then I think I could play with these all day, I know. But I do want to get these cards turned into some real samples so you can see how I actually use them. Let's use some yellows this time. So I have So Saffron and crushed curry. And I'll do one of each of these. So you may notice as you're putting your color on, it wasn't getting very dark out here in the petals. So if you swirl both directions, it will help a little bit with that. So I'll do one of the large one of this medium one, and then I'll do a few of this small one. And then I'll show you how the layering works. And we also have the leaves you can see. So then we can come back in with the leaves and add them without our colors blurring together. If the leaves were part of the same, you know, if they're right there beside the flower, we wouldn't be able to get the leaves without getting the color into the flower as well. And if any of these are too close together, what you can do is just tape off the areas you don't want ink to come through. So if you're blending here and some of your color is coming through out here where these leaves are, just put a little bit of washi tape or a little bit of paper there and tape it, and that will keep that color from coming through. Okay, now let's bring in these others because these do layer, like I said. So this time I'll use my crushed curry. And it should only take a little bit to add this darker color. And you can see how that looks. So I'll finish these up and then I'm going to turn these into cards. You'll be able to see here at the end what my projects have turned into. So thanks for watching along today. Sometimes it's just fun to play and not necessarily create a specific project, because when we just play around, that's when we find, that's when we learn things. That's when we kind of find the potential of some of our products and how we can use them and just get different ideas for using things creatively. If you have questions about any of the products I use, you can find links in the video description below to learn more about them and to order if you're interested. I truly appreciate those of you who order through me. And I do have a customer rewards program. If you're interested in learning more about it, you can learn more about that on my website or contact me and I'll be glad to share about my Stampin' Rewards and the free gift with Hostess code ordering options that I offer. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again next time when I'll be back helping you to hand make with love.